She's
Look how many years I've lived here. And I've got, not a word of a lie, 2 duvets on my bed. When it's winter, I've got 2 hot water bottles in the bed. My socks on, I've got a scarf on my head.
Still cold.
No, I'm not cold. I'm sweating then. And the heating is on.
Just the way you like it.
I'm from Anguilla. Small, 27.5 square miles. Well, my husband came before I did. Employment, of course. And I think it was 6 months, 8 months after he was here, I came because I had a baby as well. No, you wait until he settled down, because he went to my family first. He didn't come to Leicester. He went to Berkshire to my family. And then when he was settled a little bit, he came to see his family who lived in Leicester, because you got lots of them living in Leicester. So he came on holiday to see what it was like, and he preferred Leicester to Berkshire. So before I came here, he moved to Leicester. So I never lived in Berkshire. I came directly to Leicester. You had no idea what you was coming to. You know, it was England, if you know what I mean. We had no idea, because we've never lived in, say, islands where what shall I say, the weather changes and other. We had no idea. Well, I myself had no idea. Mind you, my uncle used to write, when he wrote to us, he would say how many layers of clothing they had on and this and the other, but it didn't mean much. We laughed and thought it was hilarious. But it's when I came, I realized what he was talking about, because we had no idea. I've never been to America or any of those countries before to know where they're changeable climates. Never been. So it's when I came to England, I realized what it was like. Well, what shall I say? It was, you had to share use rooms. There was no houses. You had a landlord, and if you weren't happy there, you moved to somewhere else, and that was like for a while until you were able to buy a house for yourself, or you get a flat or something, because in these times there were people, it was few, not many, let's say it was Asians, it weren't black people really that owned houses, it was Asians, so black people, rented accommodation from them. Only three were, other than the landlord, and the landlord was there, but then after I was there a while, his wife arrived. So it was only 3 occupants other than the landlord was in the house. I came in the winter, because I came in October. And we landed in Southampton when my husband arrived. We had a coat, all the winter gear. He bought a coat, gloves, everything for the babies, everything, and for myself. It's fine. You got on the train, you came to St. Pancras from Southampton. And then from St. Pancras, you came to Leicester. But it's when the next day, when you're going to realize what the weather, because in those days the winters were very bad winters. And I says, I'm going back home. There is no way I'm going to stand this thing. What? I says, I left my sunny island. What? My husband said, you see, if I had said, I'll stay 10 years and come back, you will say no. So I'm still here. Yeah, he has died now anyway.
Still trying to get used to the weather.
Still trying to get. I just moan a bit and just put the layers on. That's it. But when I came to a job. I worked for Lewis's. Have you ever heard of Lewis's? Where what's the bit of Marks and Spencers and a bit of Barclays. Its tower is still there. Yeah, I worked in the stores at John Lewis. I mean, not John Lewis, Lewis's, yeah.
So you were working in the store? Helping customers and stuff.
Yeah, but can you imagine that you could tell what they knew about us? We knew about Britain, but they didn't know about us. They asked me if I spoke English. The counting house manager asked me if I spoke English. I said, of course. So he started a conversation. He says, oh yes, he says, you speak English fluently. I says, thank you. It was fine. Everyone was sociable. No one came from where I came from, but I made friends with everybody. It was quite good. Much more sociable than it is now. You know, you had a laugh in Saturday, the weekend you go to this one can be good. It was very, very sociable. We didn't travel out at that time, we just stay around. It's later on that we sort of, you know, go to the seaside and those different places or whatever. But no, we didn't go anywhere unless you had family living in another county that you would, you know, go. Other than that, you know, they didn't travel like they do now. They were all English people. Apart from, I think there were a couple of West Indians, but the majority of them were English people that I worked with. Oh yes, oh yeah, excellent. All my jobs have been excellent. And sociable, my workmates got on very well with everyone. The bosses, whoever the bosses were, I got on with everybody. They didn't want me to leave when I said I'm changing jobs. They didn't want that at all. No, they didn't want to know. I stayed with Lewis's for, I think it was a year or two, and then I was having another baby, so then I left. And then after, when I had that baby, then I had another job. And, you know, that's because it's never used to be as it is now. You had to give up your job. You didn't go back to the job. You see, so you had to look a new job when you're ready to go back to work. I worked for Rank and Taylor Hobson. They were here on St. Peter's Estate, you know.
Oh, were they? Okay.
Yes, before St. Peter's Estate was there, they were there. There was nothing similar at all. I couldn't think of anything similar apart from you know, being socializing with, you know, you say West Indians or whatever. There was no comparison whatsoever. No comparison at all. Because as a matter of fact, we were, you say, strangers, and the people who are here, say Asians, English people, they weren't accustomed to us. They didn't know what we were like. You sort of have to get into knowing them and speaking to them, you know, as the years went by. But they didn't know what we were like, because some of them had never been to the Caribbean. Never been to the Caribbean, so they didn't know what we were like, you know, where we came from. I mean, I know they had sarcastic remarks to pass, which I used to ignore because I didn't bother about that. But no, they had no idea. There was no comparison at all. I cannot compare the Caribbean. No. Yeah, you had music. You remember in those, at that time, he used to have with television, you know, he had the slot, the 2 shillings the thing, and you played the radio and that sort of thing. But that again have changed over the years. It wasn't, in the beginning, it wasn't like that at all. And I mean, I didn't think people paid much interest to it unless they listened to the news and something. They didn't want into the radio much because that was new, wasn't it? So, it has changed tremendously. As I say, the socialism is not there as it used to be. And I mean, everything is work. You know, people have changed. The things that are going on now did not happen in those days. You could go walk down any time of the night, you could walk the streets, you could go anywhere and you were safe. You can't do that now. You leave your door open, whatever, leave your milk on your doorstep, and so no one interfered with anything. You can't do that now. Has changed tremendously. Yeah. I've been coming here for how many years? 57 years I've been coming here. This is the only church I've worshipped in. But I'm associated with the cathedral as well. I go visit other churches when they've got masses and that sort of thing. But I come to church. I did live in Highfields, but then when I've moved from here a long time ago, the vicar we had was very nice. And he tried, but he realized, you know, the situation, whatever of it. Because when he was leaving, he said how he felt, you know, about what had happened over the years. Because he's here for what, 15 years or something like that, he was here. And then he moved on, and he said that, you know, could have had a better, we didn't have a good deal, if you see what I mean. But we sort of just soldiered on and just ignored whatever is going on. But yes, but after Rank, I worked for Grattan's. I worked there for what, 22 years? That was absolutely fantastic, very good. Then people were more sociable because they were mixed people then. They were black people, there were Asians, and there were English people, and it was different. The atmosphere was different because it was accounts. We worked in accounts. It was very good, very good. But then the bosses at head office decided that they would as they built a new building, they're going to transfer everything and under one roof. Wrong. It went down the chute, so they had to sell it. So then I went to work for Universal Conveyors as their receptionist. That was nice as well. Every job I've had has been absolutely fabulous. The church have changed because a lot of the members have died or they've moved away. That's how it has changed. It's under repair, you know. It's not many people are coming. They're older, as we all get older. That's how it's changed. It needs finance to help us to, you know, get it repaired and that, and to see if we can build up the congregation. We've had a few priests come through these doors. I've seen a few, but this one we've got now, hopefully see what he can do for us. Well, he's trying his utmost to see if we can get it on a sure footing. I pray for that as well, because when I came, it was in good condition, but things wear and tear, you know.